Hi, and welcome to Falmouth Pinball Tutorials. I'm Dennis B, and today we are going to talk about Monster Bash. So Monster Bash is a table that admittedly I struggle with. I'm actually not even in the top 100. This is one of those ones on my list where I'm trying to get into the top 100. I know exactly what to do, obviously. That's why I'm doing a tutorial. But man, I fucking struggle with this one. A lot of brutal drains. And you know, a lot of drains down the middle. So let's run through the layout of the table and all the different shots. And I'm going to try to do this one a little bit differently, although kind of like the one I did for Theater of Magic, where I'm going to kind of play a little bit while I do the tutorial, just to kind of show you some of the shots, at least I hope, if I'm playing well enough today. But just, you know, kind of walk through what you need to do, and I'll play, and you'll see how shitty I play this table. Yeah, so anyway, really quickly before I start up the game, just really quickly going over the shots and the main, you know, things that you want to accomplish with the table. So what you want to do is you want to collect all 6 of the monsters here, and then as you collect or unlock each monster, you get an opportunity to kind of complete that monster's kind of, you know, mini level or mini mode in order to collect their instrument. So the instruments are the 6 across the bottom here, and the monsters are here. When you collect all of the monsters, just the monsters, you can unlock the Monster Bash multi-ball that's collected here at this scoop. And then if you also collect all of the monsters and all of their instruments, you unlock really the wizard mode of the table, which is Monsters of Rock. And Monsters of Rock, again, is a multi-ball, shitload of points basically you get by hitting the shots, hitting the ramp shots, or bashing the various monsters on the table, and everything kind of unlocks and you rack up your points. So that is essentially what you want to do with this table, is unlock the monsters, unlock all their instruments, get to those multi-balls, and rack up your points on multi-balls. Now, what I'll say is, it's not really enough. If you want to be in the top scores, it's not enough to get to it once. Because I've gotten to it once plenty of times. I've unlocked the Monster Bash, and I've unlocked the Monsters of Rock. You know, you can do it once, that's great. You're going to get a good, you know, 150, 200, 300 million. I think my high top score is about 450 million. You really have to do it multiple times in a game in order to get into those, you know, top, you know, scores. I mean, right now top scores are, you know, in the billion, right? 2 billion, 2 billion, 1+ billion. So this is obviously, these are people that are doing it 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a game. That is just really tough for me. I'm lucky. By the time I get these things unlocked, I'm probably, you know, down at least 2 balls. But there are plenty of multi-balls here in the game that you can pick up as well. So anyway, enough rambling. Getting on to it. So ultimately, you've got the 6 monsters here, okay? And we'll rename the monsters. We've got Dick Nose, we've got Walking Pubes, we've got Shit Rag, we've got Dirk Diggler and his monstrous organ, we've got Landing Strip, and we've got Fish Taco, okay? And really quickly here, it's Landing Strip is the bride, Fish Taco is the creature. I wouldn't call the bride Fish Taco, that would be just too mean. So anyway, those are the monsters. I'm renaming the monsters because I fucking hate them all. This is a very frustrating table for me. So part of the reason why I want to kind of play while I do the my tutorial is you'll get to hear me, you know, cursing out these stupid shots and stupid monsters. But anyway, so there's basically, Dracula is very simple. He's here in this coffin. You hit the Drac Attack shots. You spell out Dracula on the DMD. That unlocks, and then he, you know, kind of shimmies back and forth, and you've got to hit him multiple times in order to unlock him. I believe it is 5 times to hit him. Okay. Wolfman, Walking Pubes. That is the orbit shot. You hit the orbit shot. I believe you hit the orbit shot 4 times. It lights up these little 4 moons. That starts his mode. You hit the orbits 4 more times. That's how you get his instrument. And I'm sorry, when you hit Dracula 5 times, that's how you get his instrument. Okay? Or Dick Nose, not Dracula, Dick Nose. Okay, so Walking Pubes, Wolfman, orbit shots. Mummy. Hit the bumpers a certain number of times. I cannot remember the number. I think it's like 50 or something like that. It's pretty significant number of times, but easy enough. You get the ball up here a lot, especially when you're going after Wolfman. The ball ends up here, goes through these lanes, hits the bumpers. You keep doing that, you'll eventually unlock Mummy Mayhem, which is the light here, and then you have to shoot the ball into the scoop in order to start the Mummy mode. Okay, next is Frankenstein. Dirk Diggler, he is basically just bashing this shot right here, these red targets here. You got to hit it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Then basically light up all these lights, all the different body parts on Frankenstein. The gate goes down, those red things move down, and then it's a 7th shot up that lane and down here, and that starts the multi-ball. We'll talk about some multi-ball strategies in a minute. Okay, next one here, landing strip, Bride of Frankenstein. Why do I call it a landing strip with that hairdo? Use your imagination. Okay, anyway, these lanes right here, there's 2 lanes. They have Primp, Warm-Up, and Gargle on each one. Gargle. Anyway, you got to hit each of these lanes 3 times. And you can't do like this one 4 times. I was saying 3 here, 3 here. That unlocks her mode. And I'm sorry, jumping back to Frankenstein. Sorry, once you start the multi-ball, you've got to hit Frankenstein 6 times to get his keyboard. So 6 bashes on Frankenstein during the multi-ball unlocks the organ, the keyboard here. Okay, but back to Bride. Bride again, 3 shots. She unlocks, and then the same thing. You got to do 3 shots and 3 shots to get her microphone. I kind of find that to be the hardest one, given that you got to do 6 shots in the limited time. Now you do get, I think, 30 seconds back every time you hit a shot, but I find time-wise that can be a bit challenging, but there's a strategy for that, which I'll get to in a second. And then the last one here is Fish Taco over here, and he is this shot, which is a capture hole. So you, again, over here on the right flipper, shoot it up there, and it captures the ball, and then you light the muck, seaweed, algae, and pond scum lights, and then when you light up all those lights, it starts his mode, and then there are various shots lit up, 5 shots lit up across the table that you have to hit in order to complete his mode. Of course, there's I don't know if everyone knows this or if it's much of a secret, but you don't even have to hit those shots. If you're actually good at hitting this shot over and over again, you can continue to shoot the ball up this ramp, and it actually allows you to collect all 5 shots. So you shoot up there the 4 times, start the mode, and then if you can shoot it up another 5 more times, you can just collect all of the ramp shots just by doing that shot over and over again. That's the way that I do it, because it's a pretty easy shot for me. Once you get it down, the timing, it's pretty easy to do that. Much easier than trying to shoot the ball around here and you get a fucking terrible drain. Okay, so those are the 6 monsters and how to get their, complete their modes and get their instruments. Okay, so there's a couple of multi-balls on here. We talked about Frankenstein multi-ball. There's also the Monster Mosh Pit multi-ball, which is this middle shot here. You gotta hit that 6 times. Monster Mosh Pit lights up here. You shoot the ball in there and you start that multi-ball. The most of the scoring on the Monster Mosh Pit is, again, continuing to hit that middle shot up there, or if you hit Frankenstein 10 times, that's also a huge bonus points for that as well. I believe it's like 10 times, and then this opens, and then you can shoot the ramp another 10 times to get another like super jackpot there. So anyway, but all the points are in these 2 shots during Mosh Pit. Okay, other ones. So again, we talked about, Monsters of Rock is the wizard mode multi-ball, and of course the Monster Bash is the other multi-ball. Let's see, what else am I missing here? I think that covers the basics of really what you need to know. I'm trying to get through this relatively quickly, so this is a relatively short video. Okay, so a couple of extra tips from me. Okay, so when you're plunging the ball, you plunge the ball, it comes up and it comes down these lanes here, okay? And then during that initial plunging, one of these lights will be flashing, and you can move it using the flipper button. What I usually do is I will put the blinking light in the middle. I will plunge it. You watch where the ball's going, and then it's very simple. If the ball looks like it's going over here, you only have to hit the button once. You hit the left flipper to move it over here. If it's going to that one, you hit the right flipper to go over there, or you leave it alone and it goes down the middle. That to me is the easiest one because it's one button push. Just watch where it's going. So I think most people should know that, but I just want to let you know that's the easiest way. And if you get that skill shot, the points are irrelevant. The points are shit. They're like 100,000, 150,000. But the important thing is it also collects an item, which is kind of like think about it like a Martian bomb in Attack from Mars. So you'll get, there's 6 different items. Each item applies to a different monster. So for example, a garlic clove, like you could collect a garlic clove, and then when you unlock Dracula, you can just hit the launch button, and it'll be one free quote unquote hit on Dracula. While you're kind of doing his mode. I mean, one good way to do it is if you're gonna hit Dracula, I believe 5 times, hit him 4 times, and then hit the bomb for the 5th, and it's done. It's completed. And so, like I said, there's 6 different items for each of the monsters, and you collect that by hitting the skill shot. So it's very important to concentrate on the skill shot just to get that. Let me think. The scoop. Okay, so the scoop is, again, a very important shot. It's this one here. It starts all of your Monster Bash, Monsters of Rock, and Mosh Pit modes. It also starts the Dracula and Mummy Mayhem, and of course, it's also where you collect your extra balls. So you've got to get used to hitting that. It should be easy. It looks easy. I guess it kind of is easy, but man, oh man, when you're trying to hit it, it is fucking elusive, to say the least. The other thing I'll say about the scoop, and again, anyone that's played this on the 4KP knows it, when the ball shoots out of the scoop, it is a pain in the fucking ass, because it will always shoot it either to the very tip of this flipper, or sometimes it even shoots it right down the middle, and there's nothing you can do about it, and it's a pain in the ass. And I swear, if you look closely, you put it in slow motion, there's a reflection in the ball, it's a middle finger coming right down the middle saying, oh, personal best? Fuck you. It really is frustrating when that happens. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens just enough to be a pain in the ass, especially when you've got a good game going, and then it throws it down the middle and it basically just takes the ball away from you. Really, really sucks. So keep an eye on that. You're going to find yourself, I find myself, slap, nudge saving a lot, just to try to keep the ball in play. The other thing that I will say is, the spacing between these flippers. Now, it's probably standard. Maybe it's a mental thing for me. It feels like they're pretty far apart here. They're probably not, but it feels like it. So, in my opinion, some of these, especially when you're doing multi-ball, you get so many drains down the middle. It's like you could fit a Kardashian's ass down the middle of these flippers. It sucks. Okay, let's see. We covered the hit in the mosh pit lane. We covered all that. So, okay. So I think that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to touch upon on here. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to play just a little bit, just to try to show you some of the shots, and you can see how terribly I play, and, whatever. You can talk shit about me in the comments, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Let's get going. I've got the volume turned down so you can kind of hear me talk. But so like I said, so I'm about to plunge. I'm moving the blinking in the middle, and you just gotta, kind of recognize where the ball's going and try to be quick enough to move it. So it's going right down the middle. I just got a silver bullet. So that silver bullet is, again, kind of a bomb, quote unquote, a bomb for Wolfman, walking pubes. Okay, so now I've got the ball. I'm trying to plan out my next move. So obviously we got to work on Drac. That's several shots, and Frankenstein's several shots. So one of the things that I've been trying to work on a little bit is this deflection shot off of Drac and off of Frankenstein and back down to this flipper. I haven't kind of perfected it yet, but to me, it's a good way to kind of collect those and get those started. You can do it however way you want. My recommendation is, get the easy ones out of the way. If there's a shot that you're more comfortable with, like hitting the bride shots or doing the walking pubes orbit is pretty easy. Do that one. For me, creature tends to be the easiest, so I usually will start there. When I get the ball over on the right flipper, I'll probably work on that one. So it's whatever you feel most comfortable with. So right now I'm gonna just try working on this Dracula deflection shot to Frankenstein here. Didn't quite get it. Okay, so now I got the ball on this flipper. So now let me show you the creature shot if I can make it here. So again, just let it roll to the tip of the flipper and just give it like a flick, like a backhanded flick, right up to the right up that lane there. And of course I was way late on it. Let's see if I can get it back here. There you go, just like that, right? And then you light the first light, the ball's gonna come out, let it dead bounce right off your flipper, catch it, and then you can just do it again. And I'm gonna let it dead flip, let it drop down, catch it, and then try to do it again. I was late there. Got a fortunate bounce. See, the thing about this table is you miss, you're probably fucking draining, and it sucks. It's a pain in the ass. Like I said, this is where I admittedly struggle with this table, is I get a lot of... See, the one thing I will say I'm missing, but I hit Drac quite a bit, so I've actually got Dracula unlocked. So let me try to hit that scoop. This is what I was talking about too. When you're trying to hit the scoop, not always easy, but now I just started Dracula mode, so you're gonna see Dracula pop out, and I gotta hit him. I believe it's five times to collect his. To collect his whatchamacallit there, his guitar. All right, missed him. So one of the strategies that I forgot to mention earlier is when you start these modes, you can actually stack multi-balls with the modes so that what happens is, right down the fucking middle. So what happens is when you have a monster mode going, right, and there's only a limited amount of time, well, if you can start multi-ball actually stops the clock on those modes, and you can actually use the multi-ball to collect the monsters without, happening what it's happened to me is I'm trying to collect the monster and I just got a drain. You have unlimited time, so if you can actually time it up where you open up the multi-ball lane here, and you start Dracula, you start maybe another one, and then you have the entirety of the multi-ball to collect those monsters. So that is a strategy that a lot of people use to get, their good scores and collect their monsters. I was too late on moving it over there because I'm busy talking, and that's the shit I'm talking about, man. Ball just loves to roll off the end of the flippers. Really hard to control, really hard to stop and slow the ball down here. For me, my recommendation is anytime that the balls are coming down the orbits, let them dead flip to the other flipper, because trying to catch it that happens way more often than not. You don't understand. I was late on moving that, so I'm just gonna let it. You see, it hit the slingshot, which is not helpful. Okay, so again, I'm gonna try to not be late this time and hit the fucking creature from the Black Lagoon, or fish taco, sorry. So one more, I'm up to the pond scum light, and I'll start his mode. And then this is the thing I'm going to show you. So his mode's going to start, these lights are going to lead up, these are the lanes that you need to hit, the flashing red ones. But if you watch, if I can hit the shot, you'll see this flashing red light, when I hit this shot, is going to turn off, because it's going to count. Oh, of course I miss it. Let's see if I can get it here. See, boom, that counts as that hitting that ramp. And you can do it over and over again for all 5 if you can be better at hitting the shot than me. So boom, the next one's gone, I collected it. Shit. And again, if you're not comfortable hitting this shot and you find it easier to hit the other shots, I mean, do whatever you want. But for me, this is just like, I don't know. Once you're locked in, for me, this is like stealing, you know? Shit. Okay, so I fucked that up. Try to hit that ramp. Of course, I didn't. So now one more, and I'm done. Boom. Okay, so now that I collected his instrument, the instrument's lit up, he's lit up, I've collected Drac. I did not get Drac's instrument, but now you see all these red lanes are lit up. Now you can actually hit those lanes. If you collect the instrument, those are bonuses. So now I can hit that. Those are $1 million and change to get those to collect, you know. And so basically it's just another great way to rack up points here. And they're lit up, and they also, again, you hit those lanes, they count towards, you know, collecting the monster. So I hit that counted towards Wolfman. If I hit this one here, it's going to count towards collecting Bride. So not only do you get the points, but you're also well on your way to, you know, you're collecting your next monster. Forgot to talk about Extra Ball too. When you collect your third monster, that activates the first Extra Ball. And so it lights up here. And from what I read, I think this is correct, every 3 monsters is the Extra Ball gets lit. So like when you get all 6, you get an Extra Ball opportunity. I think you get an Extra Ball after a certain amount of points. I cannot remember. It'll probably say on the DMD. But anyway, a certain amount of points, you get an Extra Ball. You can get an Extra Ball as a reward from the scoop. So there are Extra Balls to be gained. Okay, so I started Wolfman, and then so now you just got to hit the orbits. Extra Ball is lit because that is my third monster. Try this again here. Shit. Oh, for fuck's sake, come on. Hopefully I don't lose the time here. Oh my god, I can't believe I fucked that up. Okay, so anyway, that was me screwing up. I was a little bit too early and I hit the post and it came right back down the middle. That's what I'm talking about, man. The stuff that goes down the middle, man, is just brutal. But that orbit shot is not a hard shot to hit. It's just, you know, you really got to be kind of locked in. All right. Now, let's try this son of a bitch again. Alright, so my Extra Ball's lit. I'm going to try to collect that, and I'm going to miss. Suck. And, oh, God. Alright, now, I could try to backhand this shot. You know what? I'm not. That would be pretty fucking stupid of me, because it'll be a drain. Alright, now, that's her shot. That's her shot again, so I need one more, and boom, now Bride. Now I started the Bride mode, so those lanes again are lit. So again, I got to hit each of those lanes 3 more times in order to collect her. That one. So if you can get the timing like I have right here, and I just fucked it up because I'm talking. But you can just go back and forth, and collect her pretty quickly and easily, which is good. But now that's done. I can't hit that anymore. I have to hit that one. All right, well, at least I got my Extra Ball. All right, so now, again, you got to watch the ball coming out of this scoop because it's going to try to fuck you over. It's going to go right to the tip of the flipper, and hopefully it goes somewhere safe. That's really all I can recommend here. Oh, God, right at the tip. Right on the tip of the flipper. Fucking believable that they try to screw you like that. Alright, Jesus, okay. And see, I ran out of time. That's the thing that's a bitch for me, and I came up 1 shot short, ran out of time. I probably should have looked at trying to nudge pass, but again, with the things are so far apart, nudge passing really makes me nervous on this table. So now where I stand is, I've collected 1, 2, 3, 4 of the monsters. I have not collected the Mummy. I have not collected Frankenstein. Frankenstein, I just got to light up his head and then hit that lane. Mummy, I've got to hit more bumpers and light up Mummy Mayhem. I haven't been hitting the orbit shot a lot, so maybe I'll try that. See. Okay, bumpers. I'm gonna say. Okay, so now I just lit Mummy Mayhem. Now I need to hit it back into the scoop in order to get that started. So if I can get the ball on that flipper, see if I can hit the scoop, and there you go. Now Mummy Mayhem is started. Now Mummy Mayhem, you have to, this is a points-based one, so you have to get, I think, 7.5 million points. It'll tell you on the DMD in order to collect his instrument. 7.5 million to finish. So, God, see this scoop always puts you at a disadvantage here. So, anyway, so really all you need to do is just get the ball in play and ideally hit those lit lanes, because that's going to be the most points. And I think right now I've got Wolfman lit, so hitting the Wolfman shots counts towards, those points count towards the 7.5 million towards Mummy, so it's like you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. So very much, anytime you can get multiple monsters going at the same time, that is huge. Oh God, I can't believe that. Get up there. Okay, well that counted. Shit. Okay, and I got Bride going right now, but and I just got an extra ball. I think that extra ball was for a certain number of points. I can't remember what the point value is off the top of my head, but okay, that was weird. Why did it go from over there to? Okay, that was a bit strange. The ball was captured over here, and then they just launched it out of the. Not quite sure what happened there. All right. Oh. All right, cool. So I just completed Wolfman. So now all I need is Frankenstein, and I've hit him. I just need to hit that Frankenstein ramp, which is easier said than done, man. So I'm collecting again all those instrument bonuses. Try to get it up Frankenstein's ass here. Oh God, in and out. Early, and then I drained. So anyway, let me see if we can show you. Shoot the game. So I'm gonna try to get Frankenstein's shot here, and then I will show you all of the monsters, and then maybe, just maybe, I don't have all the instruments, but I can show you, at least show you. Here we go. So this is the multi-ball. Now I need to hit Frankenstein 6 times during the multi-ball, and that's the super jackpot, and then there's jackpot ramp shots that you can hit. And then after Frankenstein is complete, this multi-ball ends, the Monster Bash multi-ball is going to be lit at the scoop. Okay, so that's one Frankenstein. And the other key to the multi-balls in this is just keep it going as long as you can. I mean, that's really the key, man. Just keep the balls from draining. That's all you really need to do, because the balls are going to find their way to those 1,000,000-point shots. But it's just everything wants to throw it down the fucking middle, and it just makes it really tough. All right, and I kind of gotta be hitting Frank here. Oh God, I just lost that ball. So I did not get Frankenstein's organ, and if you're quick about it, you can hit Frankenstein a couple more times. Oh, right down the fucking middle again. So anyway, there is like a short couple of seconds where you can shoot the ball underneath Frankenstein again. Okay, so anyway, Monster Bash is now lit, and even Dragon Attack and Mummy Mayhem are lit. So if I can get the ball in that scoop after this plunge, I can actually start multiple modes all at the same time. Let's see if I can get it in there. Oh, of course not. Oh boy. I had to do a little nudge there, keep the ball from going out. All right, let me see if I can. All right, that's not exactly the way I want to draw it up, but okay. Get in the scoop. All right, cool. So this is Monster Bash. This is kind of like a mini wizard mode. It's a multi-ball, activates all the monsters, but I'm also at the same time activating Mummy Mayhem and Dracula. So I believe those shots in this instance are gonna count for more, and I can collect their instruments while I'm doing this multi-ball. So this is, again, this is where all the points are on the table, these multi-balls here. Because I'm going to be able to do this multi-ball and hit Dracula as many times as I want, and then I'm going to get his instrument. And then, same thing, I can't remember if I already got the Mummy's instrument or not, but... Alright, enough of your bullshit plan. Alright, come on, let's hit Dick Nose. Like I said, man, I mean, it's 4-ball multi-ball. It's absolute craziness. Just keep them from going out, man. That's going right down the fucking middle. God. Just again, not that I'm an expert. Like I said, I struggle with this, but my theory on this is just keep the balls in play. Let them go where they may. You're going to get points. They're eventually going to find their way to something. That middle shot is really good, but really hard to hit as well. Boom. So I see that right now, if you're looking at the instruments, I've collected Dracula. So I've got Dick Nose's instrument, so the only instrument I'm missing right now is the microphone from Landing Strip. Oh, there goes the multi-ball. Okay, so that is multi-ball. So, 87 million, it was okay. That's not great. So now, if what I would need to do is just work on getting oh god, oh, what a shit bounce. So anyway, I'm going to try to keep this short. I think it gives you guys the, what you need to know to play this table. Like I said, man, this table can be a real brutal pain in the ass. Like I said, the keys are, collect the monsters, collect their instruments, get to the multi-balls, and keep the multi-balls in play as best you can. Beware of that scoop, collect your extra balls whenever they're available. And ultimately it's just practice these shots. If you can practice that creature feature shot, that, again, saves you a lot of grief. For me, I think if there's one shot that I need to perfect to be a little bit better at, it's the Landing Strip Bride, shots. Because when I need them, I just struggle to hit them. Obviously, practicing the timing of getting that scoop shot. But yeah, that's Monster Bash, and that's what you need to know. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, learned a little something. If you guys have more fun and creative names for the various monsters, please feel free to let me know. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. So take care, and we'll see you on the leaderboards and the Discords. See ya.